Let's take a look at today's papers for you Thursday morning, and the Times first, leading on the doctors' strikes, which are due to begin tomorrow, of course. The chief executive of NHS England told hospital leaders this week the NHS will be much more resistant to doctors' demands on pay. The paper reports that during previous strikes, doctors claimed overtime and shifts they worked to clear backlogs, which it describes as subsidised industrial action.
The Telegraph carries a warning for consumers over the accuracy of DIY health tests. The paper quotes research from the University of Birmingham, which found that over-the-counter tests for conditions such as vitamin deficiencies, high cholesterol, prostate problems, aren't always accurate and could delay diagnosis. Asylum seekers in the UK are gambling away taxpayer cash. That's the headline in the Daily Mail. It says the paper has seen Home Office data which show more than 6,000 asylum seekers have used debit cards issued by the government to cover their living costs, at least once for gambling in the past year.
And Daily Mirror pays tribute to the monster of rock and proud grandpa Ozzy Osbourne, who died on Tuesday. Paper reports that he wanted to spend his final days dedicated to his family, and have a photo of him with his granddaughter, Maple. I'm not one of those person who counts steps. You know, people have on their smartwatches to how many steps you do a day, all that kind of thing.
Do you think you do enough?
I have no idea because I don't count them. But if you had to say how many you're supposed to do a day...
10,000.
Health...
That's what we're all told, isn't it? That's the magic number or something.
So there's a new report being done which is put together all of the information related to how many steps you should be doing a day. And they are saying that that figure should be revised to 7,000 steps a day. There's a bit of a mystery as to where this 10,000 steps a day came from. This report in the Telegraph suggesting originally it came from a Japanese marketing campaign in the 1960s. And since then, it's the Lancet have pulled all this information together. And they say that looking at all the information, hitting 7,000 steps a day was found to reduce all-cause mortality by 47%.
But surely, if you did more, it's better.
Health benefits also apparent from 4,000 steps upwards, but beyond 7,000 to 10,000, marginal gains. So by far the most important is to get to the 7,000, and then between 7,000 and 10,000, not so much. Clearly better, but not such a great difference.
There are two sides to look at that, isn't there? That you could say if 7,000 is all you need, then if people are kind of always struggling to get to that target, I think, well, I nearly did 7, so it's OK. If the target was 10, then you'd definitely reach that 7.
Yeah, so that you're saying
and
keep the target high so people try and strive for it. Makes sense. Makes sense. I don't count my steps.
But then equally,
I don't know why I did that.
Because people have smartwatches. But equally, if you're consistently not hitting the target, you're just beating yourself up, which is not healthy.
Yeah.
Jeremy Corbyn joins forces with a former Labour MP and launches a new party. They vow to take on the rich and powerful. Wrestling superstar turned Trump endorser Hulk Hogan dies aged 71. Ray is given a special honour for championing the fair treatment of songwriters. Imagine discovering your nan was a famous footballer. We meet the proud grandson of a pioneer on the pitch.
And it's been a day of mixed fortunes, with some parts feeling more like autumn in today's rain. Find out if summer will bounce back later in the programme.
The Prime Minister has hailed the signing of a new trade deal with India as an historic day for both countries. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi was at Chequers today to put pen to paper. Now, the deal will see tariffs on British goods reduced from 15% to 3%. Whisky tariffs are expected to be cut in half, and the import tariff on UK cars, which is currently at 100%, will drop to 10%. In the long term, the UK will lower taxes on 99% of goods imported from India, including clothing, some food and jewellery.
It's the biggest and most economically significant trade deal that the UK has made since leaving the EU. And I think I can say that it's one of the most comprehensive deals that India has ever done.
They did not just bring curry from India, but also creativity, commitment, and character.
So Joel Hills is at the Treasury, as you can see. Joel, what difference will this deal make?
Well, the government has made a promise to revive the economy and to lift living standards in a way that people will feel in time for the next election. And a trade deal with India, actually, Charlene, is a perfectly sensible and an important step towards that goal, most economists will tell you at least, by making it cheaper and easier for British businesses to sell cars, whiskey, gin to India, making it cheaper and easier for us to buy clothing and food from India in return. More exports should mean more British jobs. Cheaper imports should lower prices for British consumers. This deal opens a door on a fast-growing market of more than 1 billion people and could encourage Indian companies to invest in the UK in much the same way that Tata has done with Jaguar.